Welcome back. Dr. Ilana Gelman here, naturopathic doctor. Welcome back to my kitchen. All right, we're on our last video for smoothies, and this is all about how to flavor them. What added ingredients that you can add to your smoothie so you get a little bit of flavor, you get a little bit of variation, because they can kind of get boring. So I always recommend these top things. It's what I put in my smoothies. I educate my patients about these. I hope that you have really yummy smoothies by the end of this video. The first one, and I've used it in some videos, is ginger. Ginger is not only really anti-inflammatory and just a great medicinal substance, it's also really flavorful. Some people love it, some people hate it. If you hate it, don't put it in. If you love it, I've got a couple ways to put it in. One, you simply peel it and you drop it in the blender and it blends up and you've got whole ginger. Another way that I do it is that I juice it and then I freeze them in my ice cube trays. Now I just used my last one, so these are just regular ice cubes, but they're usually bright yellow or orange, and they kind of remind me of what this looks like. You could buy this at something like Trader Joe's or even the conventional markets. These are crushed ginger. All it is crushed ginger blended cubes, although this one has cornstarch and dextrose in order to preserve it, which is why I make my own. But I got inspired by these because, as you can see, they're just crushed ginger or juiced ginger, and you freeze them. So I do it on my own, and I just put them in ice cube trays. I pop an ice cube tray out, I pop an ice cube, and I put it right in the blender. It's awesome. So that's ginger. Another thing that I do is I put in pumpkin spice or cinnamon. And this has literally like revolutionized my smoothies. You could do one, you could do both. It doesn't matter, but especially in the winter season when you want something more warming, it gives it such a great spice, and I love that. Now, another thing that you could do is add like a cacao powder. If you have like a plain protein powder, you can always add extra chocolate. This is just pure cacao powder without any kind of sugar. This one has maca in it, so you can always add some other nutrients, but that's another idea. Now, another thing I do all the time is I add green tea. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I am a green tea drinker. But I don't really have the time, nor do I really like to always sip hot tea, especially in the summertime. So what I simply do is I literally open up the packet, I take it out, I take my scissors, I cut the packet, and I dump the actual greens into my smoothie. You can't taste it. It's an easy way to just get your great antioxidants. You get the ECEGs, all of that great stuff that you get in green tea. You can't taste it, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a boost. Another thing you could do is get like peppermint tea. You can use fresh peppermint. I've even used basil in one of my smoothies. You put like an orange with basil, and it's actually a really nice flavor. You could put peppermint for like more cooling, and it tastes nice. It just gives a little bit of a zing. Now, if you make a smoothie and it just isn't very tasty and you feel like it needs to be sweeter, especially to get that into your kids, they don't want it, try stevia. It's not like my first pick. I'd rather add a little bit more fruit, but there's so many stevia now droppers with so many different tastes, flavors, that I think it could work out, so you can try. There's something like vanilla cream. There's a dropper called English toffee. There's a dropper lemon drop. There's so many. There's raspberry. There's chocolate. You don't need a lot of this. You have to err on the side of less is more. Maybe start with 1 or 2 drops, and then you can add as you go, and it can really just completely change the taste of your smoothie, because you don't want to waste it if it doesn't taste good, and maybe it's a way for your kids to enjoy it. You also have something like vanilla extract, so you can add something like that. Or raw honey. You know, raw honey can be a good substitute, or maple syrup if you need it. But if you really do go through the 4 components of a smoothie, you usually don't have to flavor it too much. Remember the 4. You always want a protein. You want a great fat. You want some kind of vegetable, whether it's greens, frozen, fresh, I don't care, powder. And then you want your nutrient-dense carbohydrate. These are the flavorings if you want to add something just to shaken it up and flavor it up. And as a liquid, I always kind of alternate. I do water oftentimes. I'll do unsweetened like almond milk or coconut milk or rice milk. You could use coconut water if you really make sure that it's not really rich in a lot of fruits, because you don't want to bring too much sugar into that smoothie, but you can use coconut water and use coconut milk. So a lot of different things to vary it up, a lot of different types of combinations. So that wraps it up for smoothies. I love sharing. It's a really, really important thing to know because you can add so many great nutrients to a smoothie. For kids, you can add so many grains they don't even know, and it's just a really great thing to get on the go and ready to go. All right, I'm going to put the link to that online dispensary that I have because I have some of my favorite products on there, and I'll show you some of my fun little tricks and traits. Okay, enjoy this. Next week, we're going to do crock pots. It's one of my favorite things for a busy woman or man on the go trying to cook something. I'm going to teach you how to do it strategically so we're not overcooking our vegetables or overcooking the meat or whatever we're doing, and I'll explain to you how to put it in combination so you've got a great meal to go. All right, have a great week. I love sharing with you. Enjoy your smoothies. Any questions, feel free to comment below. Okay, share with others, and see you next week. Bye.